MNC, it's MNC. He gon' rack it up, get your game on, and he gon' bag it up. Y'all know what mooch on, mooch and crap, mooch and crap, mooch and crap, mooch and crap. It's that time to get ready for the MNC show. Grab your coffee or your liquor, cause we ready to roll. They talking games, plus some gadgets, and you already know. Dial that number, leave them questions, and away they go. Be a pony or a bot, the truth be it don't matter. We just gamers talking games, not those drama queens matters. So let's talk about gaming, news, leaks, and reviews. This a fan show on whatever topic y'all choose. True Xbox fans, and y'all know we bleed green. Yet we got every console we can play, everything. Got that Forza, got that Halo, got that Fallout, got that Kratos, got that Zelda, got that Spidey, got that AC, got it Ike, mooch and crap. And crap, mooch and crap, mooch and crap. We just talking about games, no drama. That's how we do. MMC stays a show just for the people. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug to be a fiend to. Gaming is the #1 hobby we all keen to. Mooch and crap, bringing gaming opinions and facts. MMC is back on the map. It's the best for show, and that's that. It's MNC, it's MNC, it's mooch and crap. It's mooch and crap. MMC is back. MNC is back. It's back. It's back. And y'all already know.
Welcome to the MNC show, and we are live.
Welcome, everybody. We are here. We're live, and I'm going to go ahead and let Crap have another glass of orange juice real quick.
Yeah, I was trying to hit that thing, man. I was like, we're live. Here I am. It's been a while, but we're live, and as you guys filter in, as you can see, I'm still gray. That's just me for now on. I'm just a gray blob.
Gray gamer.
Yes, I'm gray gamer. Just that's how I feel nowadays. It's just one hit after hit after hit, but not in a good way.
Hit after hit.
In the bad way, in the Xbox way. Okay, that's the opposite of the Sony way. So, it's but I wanted to do the show, even if we just do it for a little bit, just because I enjoy doing these, and obviously there is stuff to talk about. A very polarizing subject. I see a lot of cool people in the chat. As you guys join in, please hit the like button. Mooch, what's funny? As we kind of want to get right into it, is the fact that everybody was. I guess there's no such thing as really bad publicity, because Death Stranding was a huge topic. I saw, for all the trash talking a lot of fanboys were doing.
Yes.
Everybody was posting their thumb pictures, taking the picture next to the game or whatever, and posting their screenshots and stuff. So, I think that, and also I've been seeing that this game is like selling out at GameStops and, in a lot of places, and people are very interested in it. And I thought this could have been the case. Simply put, it's something that's unique, and I don't think has ever been done before like this. Like, people want to call it a walking simulator, which isn't exactly accurate. It's got this wild story. You're further into it than I am, and I think Sully is too. Me, you're not. I mean, that opening cinematic, I was like, holy crap. You know what I mean? I was like, wow. You know what I'm saying? But I have to say that might be the best looking game I've ever seen. I understand that it's kind of sparsely populated or whatever, but it's so pretty to look at. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely incredible what they were able to do with that. And it's so funny to me that they were able to achieve this on like even base hardware. And I guess like Digital Foundry said that Death Stranding is even like basically on par what we're going to get next generation. So, I mean, that's high praise. I will say that I like the music a lot in this game, and it's weird. It's weird as hell.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. It's weird. If you're not into like weird stuff or whatever, then you probably won't like it. But man, it's definitely very, very interesting, and just absolutely one of the weirdest things I've ever seen in my life. But I'll
be honest with you, Crap. You kind of nailed a couple of key things about it. The game, I think it's less thus far. Okay, I'm not at the end. I wouldn't even say I'm at the middle. I'm probably at best 20%. And I'll tell you the truth, it's not as weird as some of the other Kojima games from my experience, anyways.
Yeah.
There are some oddities, the naming of the characters, the fact that you have your in Norman Reedus, Sam Porter Bridges' a private room. Yes, you can use the bathroom, you can take a shower, you can change your suit, you can check on your baby. Yeah, that kind of stuff is definitely odd. But when you get down to the gameplay, if we leave the story, we'll get into the story in a second. But the gameplay itself, it's funny. Shout out to Next Gen Player who was on my Twitch stream. He kind of went and it gave an audio feed to everybody. He's beaten the game. He had the game weeks ago.
Yeah.
And, one of the things he said, Crap, that I didn't even understand. I just started the game when he was there with me on the Twitch stream. Crap, the game kind of punishes you early on, okay? And this is where I say the game is not for everybody. That's why, I'll sit there and tell you that I'm enjoying it on Twitter, but I'm not going to tell somebody that they should put down what they're playing to pick this one up.
Yeah, it's interesting though. It's a very interesting game and interesting concept. And I think at a time where we're getting a lot of the cookie cutter stuff, I like that. You know what I mean? And I get that. And I've been seeing a lot of people just go, I can't get this game out of my head. You said it this morning on Twitter. I saw it, but I've seen multiple people saying that.
It's
like,
weird.
I go to bed thinking about this game or whatever. And that
I woke up this morning, Crap, and I'm like, I gotta go play. I've got to, and I've been playing every single morning. I'll get a little bit of an extended break. This is a long weekend for the Mooch. So, Crap, I've been able to get up early and just kind of jam out and play. And I'm having a field day. And like I say, I've never run that like Call of Duty. No, I'm not getting up to go and play that game. No. Yeah. Other games that have come out recently, not getting up, running downstairs to play it. I feel like a kid again. There's something about it. What I have to say about it, Crap, is this. It goes back to what I was saying a second ago. The game kind of punishes you.
Yeah.
It says, okay, you need to go from A to B. Right now, jokes aside, we'll get into the jokes later. There's definitely jokes to be had here. It's fun. But the thing about it is you have to go from point A to point B. Now, when you put that on your map, Crap, I don't know how far you've gotten, but when you go, it'll give you a dotted line course going from one particular point to the other on your mission.
Yes.
Now, you cannot just follow, okay? It's not like Grand Theft Auto where like you mark it right and then you just like it brings you the right way to go, and a lot of games do that. This one here takes you around terrain that you just can't climb, right? You can't over a monstrous, not early on anyways, mountain, etc. Then you have the BTs in the area and the rain, and you've got to make sure that before you leave the distribution areas, Crap, you have to have the spray that keeps the cargo healthy through the rain. You've got to make sure that you have a couple of ladders. You've got to make sure that you have a couple of those harnesses you can climb up or climb down, those ropes that you see all over the place.
Yeah.
The thing about it, too, is that here you are all alone, Crap. You're all alone, like essentially. However, as you're going through the world, you're not alone. There's ladders and ropes and guidance and notes and
other people have left, right?
Yeah. And it's such a unbelievable thing when you finally get, and anyone that's played this game that's listening to me right now, anyone that's played the game, when you finally get to a distribution area again and you get to go into your private sector, your private room there, and you see, okay, Norman Reedus, aka Sam Porter Bridges, when he lands down on his cot to fall asleep, and he's like, you the player, you're like, holy shit, that was exhausting. Like, it's exhausting. I'm not doing, you know what I've been doing, Crap? I don't know. A lot of players, younger players have been saying this. Like, when they play a lot of Battle Royale games, they actually stand up while they play.
Yeah.
That's a new school thing. Me and you, I think, are definitely couch folks.
I can't even stand up right now.
That would be a detrimental thing for you right now, Crap. But I actually stand up sometimes while I'm trotting through it. I'm just having, like, and when you get done, like, there's just different things, like you knock your cargo over, or if you're trying, and then if you hold in L2 and R2 at the same time, you can kind of go your way without that toppling over effect, Crap, but you are a lot slower. So what happens is as you play it as much as I've gotten to now I'm kind of moving a lot faster, and then when you topple, it's kind of like you just press R2 to shift them this way and press L2 to shift them that way if need be, because you move a lot faster when you do that. Hard to explain, guys. This game is a very hard game to explain. Sully and I were talking before we went live, and he was telling me about his first hour experience, and then he kind of snuck in a little tidbit that he left out. And he said, well, and he goes, I don't know if it's necessarily my jam. He goes, I was watching it. I was watching my friend play. I said, whoa. Wait a minute.
I watched
You
him
can't
play for
watch
3
this game.
hours. Then I tried it for an hour. I couldn't get into it. I'll try it.
You
I might
gotta
pick it up
play
on
it.
sale. I mean, I might.
I'm
do
not
it,
saying
but-
you gotta play it, like go buy it. But I'm saying if
I'll
you're gonna try it,
I mean,
Yeah.
don't
I
just
couldn't
watch
get into it.
somebody.
Well, well, let me ask you this, like, because obviously
ahead.
reviewers reviewed it a long time ago, and had it early. I guess one of the biggest aspects of this game is sort of the co-op or the multiplayer feel,
Yeah.
where you can pick up this other stuff. Do you feel like maybe some of the lower scores could be because they weren't
That's a
able to
great
fully
point.
embrace what the game
Right.
was meant to be? You know what I mean? It's like reviewing an online game that hasn't been online yet, is not activated.
That's
yet, you know?
and it's funny you bring that up, Crap. That definitely was in my mindset as I was playing early on. And you got to remember something. So no, I did not get a review copy. I went and bought this crap. But hear me out, okay? I went and got
That's
the 9.
rare.
It is very rare. Yes, it was a depressing day in the mooch world, but
Yeah.
very good in the essence that I got to play it so early. I got to play it about 3-4 hours. And if I went digital,
Yeah.
and I said, so I went and I grabbed it and I popped it in at 9 o'clock. Crap, right?
That's
Kinda
a brilliant
popped it.
move by GameStop, by the way.
It really is, because you know
Yeah.
what? That's what I've been trying to say. And we'll get into that later on. That's why when people are like, what's the big deal with why is it such a big deal having a game that you could play instantly? We're in the now, folks. We
Yeah.
are in the now. If somebody's playing a game, you want to play it right now. So we'll get into that. That's a console versus game pass conversation.
Yeah.
But my whole thing is I went and got it, came home, and when I started playing it, Crap, I noticed that there was nothing really around as far as help.
Yeah.
There wasn't signs. There wasn't warnings. So I played it that night. I played it for 4 hours. I have never streamed for 4 hours straight, Crap. Never. And I didn't stop. I think I took 1 5-minute break, not even. And I got up the next morning, ran down, played it. And when I came down to play it again on Friday morning, now I saw the world was kind of, pardon me, opened up. And there was a lot more going on. My point being here is that what you're saying may hold a little bit of weight here. Because with just the reviewers out there playing it, that's not a lot of people populating the world with the necessary help and signs and making the world feel more alive. Now there's signs everywhere. And you can listen, if you say, Mooch, I don't like that.
Yeah.
You can get rid of that stuff, Crap.
Yeah, like Kojima suggested you play with it online, though. He's like, don't play it offline because it's meant to be like this connected experience or whatever. So, I don't really understand the people that are going into it like, oh man, it's going to be this or this. But I also thought it was odd that, of course, just like at this particular point, like we've been doing this for a long time, and you just see, like, I get that we maybe aren't angels or perfect in this whole grand scheme of things, but it's just like, do you start to see the level of just almost hilarity in the lengths that people go to kind of get into this stuff, like the fanboyism, right? Like, go review bomb this game the second it comes out live because it's a PlayStation exclusive, or console exclusive, whatever you want to call it. It's like, and it goes the other way too. You know what I mean? It's like whenever something, but it's just like, I'm only maybe just now recently starting to see how kind of utterly ridiculous the whole thing is. And, it's like, people are missing out on good experiences, just because they're like stuck to one particular thing or whatever. Like, I think exclusives are incredibly important and they matter, but it's like, you've got to be able to, let people enjoy what they want. Like, I don't see anybody hating the game. Like, people are like, wow, I'm playing it. What
I see a lot of people that did hate it early.
Yeah.
Now going out, buying it and enjoying it.
Yeah. And you know what? That custom console looks amazing. I actually like it.
The GameStop that's closest to me sold out. They sold out on launch night. But to be honest with you, I wanted that controller something fierce. I thought that was a really cool controller. I'm going to look for it on eBay where someone's probably going to be irate with the price. But yeah, I think that the game, there's a couple of things too. Like, I feel like when you look at the reviews, Crap, like you were just getting into, you've got to really, and this goes for Xbox and Sony, guys, okay? You've got to withdraw and take the 100s out and take the 30s out. Because I got to be honest with you, I'm sorry, but if you're going to go and write 100, like, listen, if you're going to give this thing a 10 out of 10, I'm interested to hear your point. But the 100s that are on Metacritic are like these little shallow paragraphs, right?
Yeah,
it's like somebody just went in there, wrote a quick little doodad, 100, see ya. Well, not really. If you're somebody that wrote a page long or 2-page long review and got into the nitty gritty and gave it 100 or a 10 out of 10, then you truly felt that way. And that's fine. But I mean, I personally, other things with the 35 and the, it's just UPS or simulator and a walking simulator. It's really not if you play the game. I understand that you're going from point A to point B, but let's be honest, guys. Okay, in a lot of games, you're going from point A to point B.
Well, the one thing that I kind of debunked right away with that was the same people that were calling it a walking simulator were hyping up Flight Simulator. You know what I mean? Just because it's on the Xbox. So it's like that stuff isn't lost on me. We're back apparently to the whole Grassgate stuff and the all this kind of stuff. So I don't get it. I just think that we've gotten to the point where it's almost a parody of itself.
You get to a point, Crap, too, where we don't like to bring it up as much anymore, but how important exclusives are. I can't tell you this much. I've been nonstop playing Death Stranding since it came out, and when I've been playing, as far as my gaming time is allowed.
Yeah.
And like life gets in the way, but nonetheless, just the community. People are writing me on Twitter. Like people that don't have it are writing me on Twitter. How is it? What do you think? People on PlayStation are writing me on PlayStation that don't have it yet. They're like, Mooch, what do you think, honestly? And I'm not sitting there going, it's great.
Yeah.
Okay. I actually give them something to actually you got to give them some meat and potatoes. You got to give them something to actually digest. So, we'll get into a chat or we'll talk about it. And I got to be honest with you. It's one of the first times ever since owning a PlayStation that the community's been very alive from this game. Like people are writing. I've been in group chats. It's crazy. I've never seen this because it's such an intriguing game. Even people that don't like it are writing, man, I got to tell you, I'm real close to hitting the buy button. I just don't feel it's for me. And you know what I say? Listen, if you don't feel it's for you, don't buy this game. Don't. But I mean, at the same time, even people that said they were 50-50 or on the fence, you got to play. And I get it. I got to go back to what Hunter, a.k.a. at Next Gen Player, that was saying on the stream. He was really, really in tune with it. He says, Mooch, what you don't understand is, and he goes, you'll get this as you progress, is the game is so hard on you. And this is a guy that loved it. And he even said that the first 8 hours, he almost like threw his controller like twice and was like, screw it. Like it's so hard on you early on. But then the game, you don't become OP, Crap. But you do get to a point where the game is not that difficult. That's what I hear. It's not that difficult, and it becomes more of a fun thing to use the tools and the accessories you get to make the game a little bit more, easier to get from point A to point B. But you earn them. Yeah. It's so different to that's the thing nowadays, guys, right? So let's say there's a level 1 to a level 50 in a game. By the time we all get to usually level 8, we have everything or enough to get so far past the game. This is not that game. This game really rewards you as you truck through. And I can see somebody being like, Mooch, I don't want to truck through. Well, don't.
Yeah, no. You can take your time if you want to. I think that's
absolutely.
That's one of the cool things about it. Yeah,
and
good. What also is kind of weird is nobody, and myself included, thought that they would ever get this game out when they did, because Kojima's notorious for delaying games and having a longer time to make games. This was a new AAA IP that only took 3 years to make,
right?
And it's different and it looks great, and you know what I mean. It's got people are saying 40-50 hours of gameplay or more. Does that give you hope for next generation or different studios doing different things? I just feel like I would love there to be some kind of hope as somebody who has lingered. I like Xbox still. They're just in this jam where, I feel like they should have made a lot of these moves years ago, so we'd be getting games now. Right. And I don't know. It just I like Obsidian, right? Outer Worlds isn't my thing. I didn't download it. I'm not going to play it. There's a ton of reasons why, but but they've done some good stuff. And maybe I'd be interested in doing their next thing, but is that next thing going to be, 4 years from now, 5 years from now? It'd be cool if it was 3 years, but still, that's still a long wait. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think we're going to see quicker development times, or do you think we should maybe expect longer ones? I'm not really sure. Microsoft is weird there.
I think with Microsoft, they'll be quicker once these guys are all up on their feet. Once all the studios are on their feet, I think you're going to see them pump them out a little bit quicker. I don't know how in depth they'll get. I don't know if you're going to see 40, 50, 60, 80-hour games coming from Microsoft. I think maybe we be a little bit more subjective to 15 to 30 hour, which is fine. That's fine. there's nothing wrong with a 15 to 30 hour game at all. I'm just saying, like,
I prefer it.
Yeah. To be honest with you, it's not. I'll say this much, and I don't know how long the projected times are for the Jedi game that comes out next week. But like,
it looks so good though. Honestly, it looks very, very good.
It does look very good. I'm not a big Star Wars guy. Like, everybody on Twitter and everybody on YouTube is just a big Star Wars guy. I'm not. I love the way this game looks as far as the mechanics. What's drawing me into Jedi is the mechanics.
Yeah, because it's not just a hack and just swing wildly. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I get it. Yeah.
It's the mechanics that have me wildly in tune with that game. But I'm also of the mind of, man, I'm going to be in a struggle next Friday to I might try Jedi, but then go back to Death Stranding. I really want to complete platinum. I'm not going there. I'm not using that word. That might be a curse word. I'm not using platinum. But I would like to complete on my journey, not somebody else's, not what somebody else tells me to do. My journey through and get to the end and see how this thing all kind of ends. I'm interested in that as far as Death Stranding goes. Once that's done, I would turn my take, because let's be honest, after Jedi, I believe that'll be it for 2019. Yeah, that's it.
I mean, there's not much else.
I mean, we got a hell of a 2020 coming up, but
yeah, I mean, isn't that how it always is though? You know what I mean? It's like, to be honest with you, I can remember 2013 was a fantastic year for games. We got that Splinter Cell that was really good. We got I think or what the hell was that game? The Last of Us. We also got that Batman Arkham Origins. There was a lot of really, really good games that came out that year. And then it just seems like when they start to flow, they come out with the new console generation. You know what I mean? Like, oh, here, spend another, $600-800 or whatever it's going to be. I can't imagine what it's going to be. You know what I mean? Like, how expensive this stuff's going to be. Like, I know you can get the X for what, $399, I guess now. I don't know if that's an official price cut or not, but it seems like you can, like, a lot of places have it on sale for that, but that's still expensive to me.
Yeah. Shout out to, I'll give you a super chat here. Crap. You got a T-Rock 40. He was awesome. Shout out to T-Rock. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the support.
He says, late to the show, guys. No game since the original Dead Space has sucked me in the way that the atmosphere has in Death Stranding. Truly play it to get it. T-Rock, that's your experience with Dead Space. But that last sentence that you said is truly what I would tell people. And, and there's a few people, like, shout out to Iron Faces in the chat. Awesome guy. He's just giving his 2 cents. It's not his bag. But I really do got to say, you got to try it.
Don't knock it
till you try it.
Yeah.
But then again, if you don't like, I will say this much. If you don't like the way that a game can, and I use the word sparingly, guys. I don't mean this as far as like, hitting you in the arm. But I mean, it punishes you. It makes you feel. I'm telling you, when you go to your rest area, which is your private room, and you finally like refresh the character, and you got to do a few things to kind of just get the baby back up to snuff and everything like that. When you do that and you see your character like crash on the cot there, I'm telling you, dude, it's crazy. You're tired too. You're just like, oh my god.
Yeah, you're relieved, right?
Holy shit, I'm tired because you have to use the controller to maneuver Norman Reedus, Sam Porter Bridges. You have to use the control. The controller isn't just a means of pressing X to pew, 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 pew. You know what I mean? It's not just that. It's literally you're using the controller to keep this guy on his feet.
Yeah.
And that's unique, Crap.
And props to him for doing a good job with that crazy shit that he had to do too. You know what I mean? Like, Cody was probably just like, no, you got to say this and this. And he's just probably like, what? You know what I mean? But he gives a good performance so far.
Well, don't forget too, I'm a huge fan of Norman Reedus, Daryl from The Walking Dead.
Oh, sure.
So, to hear him when he's like, when you're drudging through and you're carrying all this stuff, he's like, oh, shit's heavy. You know what I mean? He's like, he says shit like, this is heavy. Man, I need a break. And it sounds like Daryl when he's like trucking along all those episodes, back in the day with Rick, and he's like, Rick, we got to stop, man. This group is tired. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm like, man, I'm just enjoying the whole thing. I love the acting, the apocalyptic world. And that's the thing. I was just having a great conversation. I believe it was with Cybernox on Twitter before the show went live. We were having a great back and forth about the game and talking about it. Shout out to Richie in the chat. Shout out to Def Jam Bam.
Hey, what's up? I saw
Nuke's in the room.
I'm not even going to try to do
that. No,
that
would hurt your throat, Crap. Don't do that. But the thing about it was he says, Mooch, and he goes, I'm not trolling. He goes, I'm really asking, what is it that kind of gave you the the oomph that you said, this is the kind of game that I want. And I'm actually going to look here. And he says here, that's an awesome. He goes, the question is, what separated Red Dead 2 for you? You know, because that was a slow-paced game too. And I said,
yeah, forever. It wasn't until that one part where they're standing there with the fire behind them that I really
that's like, chapter 3 or act 3. I don't remember how they classified it, but I wrote him back and I said Red Dead 2 was an amazing game. Difference here, in my opinion. Okay, Red Dead took till about after chapter 3, which is that fire you're talking about in that big old estate house crap.
Yeah,
to go from irrelevant fetch quest to character and story development. I felt, this is me, I felt the connection with the apocalyptic world and story almost instantly in Death Stranding, but both games are fun. That was my answer when people say, what's the difference between how Death Stranding can be slow and how Red Dead can be slow? By the way, I'm not going to say one is better than the other. I'm just not. They're both masterpieces in their own respect. But Red Dead for me, and a lot of people said you need to get past Act 3 or Chapter 3. For me personally, it was the middle of Act or Chapter 4 when I was hook, line, and sinker. It got me. That was when the Arthur character combined with Dutch. It was right, and they were having their issues and things. I'm not going to give any spoilers because who knows who's played it and who hasn't yet. But like in all honesty, like that was when you saw turmoil. That was when you saw angst. And that's when you wanted to kind of get more invested in Arthur. And to this day, and I know crap, it affected you in an unbelievable way. You know, people watch movies and books and they really get into it. People don't realize that games can have that effect on people too.
Absolutely.
And, right?
When I finished Red Dead 2, I had trouble getting into another game story-wise. You know, it was like I didn't care about the shallow characters and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And that was something that I normally wouldn't do. I put like 70, 80 hours into it, and there's hardly any gamer score to be had just by playing through. I think I got 120.
Yeah.
But I didn't even care. You know, the experience was just, you know, just really, really good and just something amazing. I ultimately thought God of War was better, but still Red Dead Redemption is like right there too. You know, I'm not far enough in Death Stranding to know exactly where to put it, but it's definitely unique and something different. If you're like tired of the same old stuff, man, you played Gears and you're sick of it, and you played, you know, whatever and you're sick of it, and or Call of Duty and you're sick of it and you just wanted to try something new, man, I just think that it's something that people should play.
Well, that's what's kind of got me. And again, guys, if you guys are all like, you know, younger and you're like, oh man, this is new to me, these other types of games, dude, I've been playing Call of Duty since Call of Duty came out. I've been playing games like Mass Effect, and I've been playing games like Borderlands, and I've been playing games like fill in the blank, and everybody's like, oh, it's just like this or it's just like that. And there's a lot of people in the chat that are like, it's garbage, it's garbage. I'm pretty sure you haven't played it, and that's fine. You don't have to play it, and you can honestly say to you don't like it, and that's fine. Like, that's what I used to say. I don't necessarily have to play everything to know that I don't like it. So that I get. But just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's garbage.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, there's definitely... Look at food groups, right? Let's say somebody doesn't like a certain food group. Is it garbage? I mean, there's probably an entire, you know, continent eating that food group and enjoying it.
I mean, I hate mushrooms.
You don't like, right? Yeah, crap doesn't like mushrooms. I got news for you. They're great. But we're not going to have a mushroom debate.
My fiance thinks they're great too, but I just think they're fungus. So
yeah.
They don't look appealing. The texture is gross. Well, I don't know. It's just
Rock, you know, I got to Rock, you know, and Rock, listen, you're the guy who's always saying, you know, why so glum? Why so? And that's the thing I don't understand from a lot of people. If you come on the show and you say, guys, why are you so glum on Xbox with this? What you guys don't realize is if you Superman to it and you look at what you're writing, you're doing the same thing on the other side of the glass.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like right here, Rock says, Mooch, listen, you guys try to explain why this game should be fun when it's a game that should be fun out of the box without you explaining it. It just lets people know this game is not fun.
Hey, people like Dark Souls, but I don't hear like nobody. I haven't ever heard anybody go Dark Souls is fun. Right.
Like, that's another point. Yeah. Like I like Dark Souls because it beats me up.
Yeah.
You know,
it
beats on you a bit.
When I play those Telltale games, those aren't exactly fun. They're just good stories, and I like the experience of the stories. You know what I mean? Like fun for me is like a football game because I like football, right? A multiplayer game because I like multiplayer stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think people try to pigeonhole this as, oh, it's not because of one reviewer. Like this game has an 83%, and that was before anybody was online to actually interact with the world, how the game is actually supposed to be. So you can imagine that if that was like fully immersible with the players, how they're supposed to be, and they leave things and, you know, and messages and ladders and whatever, that this game could have easily been the 90 that a lot of people predicted. And guess what? It still got the most perfect scores of any game this entire year. So, you know, a lot of people just like are so caught up in their fanboy ways. They're just like, oh, well, it's so bad. And you do this and this. And it's like, you know what? Xbox fanboys, and I saw this on Twitter, treat 60 rated games on Xbox like 80 rated games, and they treat 80 rated games on PlayStation like 60 rated games. It's absolutely ridiculous and asinine. There's no way to sugarcoat that Sony has had the much better generation with exclusives, and Microsoft has repeatedly dropped the ball. Hopefully they can fix it next generation. What do you think about this upcoming XO 25 premieres, Mooch, whatever the hell that means? I don't know. Hey, anyway, as you guys join in, please hit the like button, share it out, do your due diligence if you enjoy the show. You know, I'm under the weather, obviously, but we still wanted to do some kind of a show today.
Absolutely.
You know, we hear this stuff all the time. I'm at the point, maybe I am bitter, because whenever I see these things, it's like, I've seen this stuff so much, you know what I mean? Where they promise everything, you know, we're going to have 15, and it's easy to go look it up, right? Go look up E3 2018 and you see Phil behind him, and it's got, you know, 50 games, 18 exclusives, 24 world premieres. And then you go, what the hell 18 exclusives were there? You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
I know exactly what you're talking about. Now, listen, what is it they're preaching? 25 what?
25 premieres or something? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, guys. Listen, so XO19, and guys, correct me if I'm wrong. For me personally, we saw last year's. It's basically a publicized fan fest.
Yeah,
right.
And
so
they do an inside Xbox.
Right. So it's an inside Xbox
at work.
Right. It's an inside Xbox with fan fest attached to it. So I mean, my point being is that my whole thing is you're not going to get any major news. Like I don't think you're going to see Fable. Maybe it would be wise for them to announce it, but why would they announce Fable at a very small scene show when they had the E3 show all to themselves? Sony wasn't even there.
It would be a desperation attempt, to be honest with you.
Honestly, that may be what we see. You know, Rock Dog, and I want to stay on XO crap, but Rock says, Mooch, the game got an 84 because of Kojima. I can't buy into that, Rock, because if Kojima, it would have got a 94.
Did Gears 4 get an 84 because it's a Gears game? Did Gears 5 get an 84 because it's a Gears game?
Right.
Like one of those is better than the other, right? That's what people say. But yet one of them, they're both the exact same score. So you can't do that. Halo 5 is probably the worst Halo there is, and that got an 84. Did that get an 84 because it's just Halo? Halo Master Chief Collection sits in an 85. Was literally broken, Mooch.
Yeah.
There's no way that game should have got an 85.
So did it get an 80? Yeah, so Rock, did the Halo Master Chief Collection that launched broken, did that get an 85 just because it's Halo?
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying to Rock. Like that, it doesn't. Listen, I'm with you, Rock, on the Kojima thing, right? But that's if this game got a 96 or 97, a 94. I would have been like, okay, this thing might have got it might have got that boost because of Kojima. It's an 84.
Yeah. Like, why are people acting like that's bad? That's better than any new IP that Microsoft has put out this entire generation, like AAA wise. So, and it's better than most of their known IP.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't understand it.
Yeah, and the thing about it is when you see what's going on over at Sony, we had this conversation, crap, we missed you on Friday, but I plugged the channel left and right, trust me.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And people could tell it ain't some fake shit, man. it's bad.
That's why I keep telling them. I said, crap is completely under the weather. I'm like, you guys got to understand, I talk to them every day. But, crap, I got to be honest with you. I think that when it comes down to it, I think that Death Stranding, that rating system there is an 84 right now. I don't want to give my number yet, crap, because I want to kind of finish the game.
Yeah.
Well, here, Rock's saying that's not true, crap. There's not going to be 25. He didn't say 25 games playable on the floor or something like that. He said, what is the actual announcement, crap? Do you have it in front of you?
I don't, but here's the list of titles apparently there's going to be there. Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, Battletoads, Bleeding Edge, Cyber Shadow, Doom Eternal, Dragon Ball Z, Forager, Forza Horizon 4, Lego Speed Champions, Gears 5, Halo Master Chief Collection PC, Haven, Levelhead, Microsoft Flight Simulator, Minecraft Dungeons, Fogs, Project Resistance, Roller Champions, She Dreams Elsewhere, Skatebird, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Streets of Rage 4, The Good Life, Tunic, and Wasteland 3.
Okay. So I mean, yeah, that's great fan service. I think that's great fan service.
Yeah.
IGN article. Judah Zook says IGN article in quotes. Rock Xbox XO19 event. Over 24 playable titles will be on the show floor. So that's IGN saying that. So if it's 24 playable items, I mean they're going to talk about those items. So I would assume that's what XO is going to be about.
I mean, they keep hyping stuff like, who's going to be there? Well, who the hell? In Exile. Bard's Tale.
Shout out to Brian Baker, a.k.a. Delirium Blades. He says, anything 75 plus is usually a go for me. Then again, I don't really buy based on score. That's the thing. And you know what? Shout out to Delirium Blades, guys, because let me tell you something. The thing about Blades, myself, Crap, and I've had good conversation with Brian. We're at an age right now where it's kind of like, even you go back 4 or 5 years ago, it's like, okay, that was the beginning of this generation. We were expecting all this new. I think you found out a lot of games that we've been playing are a lot like the games we've been playing last generation, just beautified, right?
Yeah.
With a gorgeous stroke of the artwork pen across it, to give you that bump in resolution. But we really haven't seen a lot of games take it to the next level or do something unique, And I think Red Dead Redemption 2 took it to the next level.
Yeah.
I think that Death Stranding does it in the story sense and in the people say it's its own genre. I don't know about that, but they have created something that I've never had to use the controller to obtain, keep up to date, keep the character moving, keep the character healthy the way that I have to do that. I haven't experienced that on console. Maybe there's PC games like that. I haven't experienced that. So I think there's some uniqueness to it there. But yeah, I think that's what Brian's trying to say right there in the chat is that, if it's an intriguing game and it's something different, you find a lot of, old school gamers that are kind of like, you know what, I'm intrigued by it. And I've been saying that since day one. Remember, Crap, when you were like, are you serious? And I'm like, Crap, I'm wicked intrigued about Death Stranding.
Yeah.
Like I said to you, I don't know what it's about, but it looks like this is back, 3-4 months ago. 5 months ago, I said, I don't know what it's about, but it looks like it's something different. And you're like, oh, you hold on to that. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, listen, like I said, I got it for free. So I won.
Lucky you.
Yeah, I won that bet from that game trailer.
Mooches around the world are sad today.
I know. So anyway, this is what Microsoft actually said. XO19 will have world premiere gameplay of 24 games. Keep in mind, world premiere gameplay doesn't mean 24 new games. Just it could be a new trailer for the first time or something along those lines.
Right.
So yeah, like Microsoft, listen, I mean, I'm looking at it right now. Microsoft promises a lot of new gameplay at the event. They have their answer to the conferences with London coming up. They haven't really had any noteworthy stuff this year to announce, but they announced via press release, Microsoft says we can expect to see world premiere hands-on gameplay of over 24 titles. No real specifics giving. But yeah, 11/8/2019, they updated it saying, let's see, blah blah blah. Oh, okay, so that's 24 playable games at XO. So we don't even know exactly how many they're going to be premiering, but I guess there's going to be some world premiere gameplay. They're just keeping it hush hush. Anyway, you got to stay on the edge of your seat, Mooch, because there's a wasteland of people that are going to, want to go watch this stuff, right?
Well,
so,
yeah.
Wasteland 3, Bleeding Edge.
I don't know how many people are going to be excited about, like the people that I see excited about Wasteland 3 are the people that I know personally are excited about those types of games. They like that over-the-top role-playing game or whatever. It's not an RTS, but it's there's you move it's kind of like an RTS, but it's not.
Yeah,
it's kind of its own little world. And I think that's what. How do you designate that game? Crap, I don't play them personally on PC, so I don't know.
What, like an RTS?
Well, like the original. No. I know what an RTS is. I'm saying, like, remember the original Fallout?
Oh, those are like top-down RPGs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I said just a few seconds ago. I said
Sully
top-down
knows
RPG.
a lot about that because Sully plays PC. Sully, what is your take? Do you like those type of games?
I'm looking at Wasteland 3 right now. That's more of a I guess like a tactical RPG where you kind of move your characters like around chess, and if you play it right, that that's what Wasteland 3 is looking to me. But the RTS, that's totally different. That's
RTS is like StarCraft.
Yeah. Or Halo Wars.
Or
Yeah,
Halo
that's RTS.
Wars.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
this Wasteland 3 is different. It's more of a tactical RPG. So
But a lot of console gamers may not gravitate to that.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems to be a PC. That's a PC.
They'll get a 1 to 2 million probably from the collective Xbox and PC folk. I don't know. Maybe more with Game Pass. I don't know. But Wasteland 2 I guess is a cult classic. I played it, but I couldn't get into it. I got maybe like a third of the way through and I stopped. So I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna do. But I've been hearing Wasteland 3 is pretty good. It's better than the second one. So I don't know. I'm just going in there with an open mind.
I tried to play Wasteland 2. I picked it up for like $5 on GameFly used or something, and I just couldn't get into it. It just the style of that just isn't a good. Like I think that'd be a good Switch game or something, or maybe like PC gamers like that kind of stuff. But it's not my thing.
PC gamers like that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not really my thing, and I'm not knocking it if you like it, but those aren't big AAA type games to me. Like I don't.
Yeah, you're not getting a midnight release for that one.
Yeah, like you know what? The promise of Wasteland 4 doesn't make me want to get a Scarlet. Like
right.
Give me Fable. Show me this new AAA or quadruple A.
You think we'll see Fable or maybe even the mention? Will they forget see it? Because I would say that's a no. Do you think they'll mention Fable at XO19?
You know what? If they do, it shows how out of touch they are because everybody wanted to see that damn game at E3. It could have gave them a huge bonus because their E3 was so bland and bad. So if they do it now, it just screams of them being super desperate, in my opinion. They want to get out there and show that they have stuff. You have Sony talking about exclusive games like this stuff is already coming out. Like, hey, Guerrilla Games, they're working on 2 things. They're working on, Horizon Zero Dawn 2 and some new game as well, a first-person shooter or something. So we know that Sony's going to announce a bunch of stuff.
Right.
What we don't know is when Microsoft is going to announce some stuff because that isn't their bag. They're more the ones that, like, I honestly think and I know people don't like me when I say this stuff or whatever, but if you think Phil Spencer's the type of person that he's just going to announce a bunch of games at this next E3, you're silly, right? Phil Spencer in his egotistical mind thinks that Halo Infinite is the biggest game and just having that is going to be enough. Like, no doubt they'll probably talk about Fable and the next Forza.
Yeah.
But does that sound familiar to anybody?
Yeah.
Halo, Fable, and Forza?
Yeah.
Exactly my point. And I'm looking forward to the next Fable, but it's like, wow. You know what I mean? Like, that seems so Phil Spencer to me. You know what I mean? Like he's not going to get out there and start announcing stuff that's 3-4 years away.
Right. No, I don't see that happening.
I also don't buy into this A-team crap with Ninja Theory. Like a 45-person team is an A-team, then so be it. But God, I wouldn't expect some big AAA game. It wouldn't surprise me if they're working on what the hell is that game? Hellblade 2. To be honest with you.
Well, I mean, it's feasible. Do you think they would go Hellblade 2 with that? I mean,
I think if they go Hellblade 2, they might even make it multiplat.
Well, they said that they wouldn't be doing that, right?
Well,
they came out and said Xbox said they're not going to do that after this anymore.
Said where it makes sense. I don't know.
I mean,
we'll have to see.
It's going to be an interesting thing. One of the things I used to look forward to the Inside Xbox.
They ported it to Switch, the first one, like after they bought the studio.
Right. Well, Outer Worlds is going to Switch.
Yeah, next year.
Yeah,
have you given that game a try yet?
Oh, I did. Yeah, but listen, like I said, it's not fair for me. I've only played about 2-3 hours of it.
Yeah.
And listen, I know a lot of people said the same thing with, Mooch, you got to get off the first planet. And I've been doing a lot of the little quests and stuff on the first planet. I'm running around. I just, to me personally, it feels a lot of like been there, done that. But listen, that's a me problem. If people like it, it's a polished game crap. It looks nice. It's kind of like it's like a miniature Mass Effect. I think it's more Mass Effect than Fallout. That's me. Just because of the dialogue.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes on and on. And people go, well, Death Stranding goes on and on. That's actually a movie. So if you don't like the cutscenes, fine, you can make fun of them. I'm not going to even argue that. But I would actually rather watch a cutscene with Hollywood actors than just like that dull stare from the NPC being like, we tried to charge the generator no more than 6 weeks ago. And then you're like, you have like 8 options. Do you like the generator? Do you like this? Do you want to do that? Do you want to not take the power away? Do you want to do this? And then it's like, okay, guess what? I'm going to choose to take the power away from you, and I'm going to give it back to the folks at the other camp. Why would you do such a thing? We've left that camp 6 weeks ago. We have been here, and we try to fund our own people. This is disrespectful. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, I can't do that. I can't do that for 30 hours. I can't.
Yeah.
That's why I couldn't. Well, here's the my bag.
Here's the thing. Outer Worlds isn't, I hate to say it's not AAA, but it's not like that big budget AAA. You know what I mean? Like it's just not.
Yeah,
like
I know where you're going
like you can tell it's not. It's like it was published by Private Division. Right. So they're like this little offshoot thing or whatever.
So let me answer Kilioke 514. He says, but Quantum Break had that mooch. Now, here's the thing with Quantum Break. I like Quantum Break. I like the 25. I like the 25-minute movie segments. I know a lot of people didn't.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing where I thought Quantum Break had an oops is where they completely and utterly took you out of the game. They completely take you out of the game and took you to the movie. And that was like, okay. I didn't care for that so much. Where Death Stranding, that cinema, what is it there? That kind of cutscene-y, like long hour. I mean, they're never an hour, but they can go a good 20 minutes, 15 minutes. They're integrated into the game. You know, you know what I'm saying? There's an integration there where you're pulled in and then you're pulled out within the game. Whereas I feel like with Quantum Break, I loved it, man. I honestly loved the movie part of that. But because I
thought it was well done, but it came at a bad time when they still had that backlash for the TV stuff. You know what I mean?
It was the TV stuff. It was the 720p issue.
Yeah.
You know, P's were a big deal. Now they're not. You know, and I get it. We were all there for that. I think that's a lot of crap.
Yeah,
I really do. I think that that whole giving Xbox a hard time for 900p's. I still stick to my guns on that. That's crap. Because if you're going to sit here and enjoy PS4 Pro at 1800p. And say that's the same as the true 4K. It's not.
Yeah.
But you're seeing a lot of developers now quietly not giving the Xbox all of the due diligence it should.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you look at stuff like some of the bigger games, even Outer Worlds has better performance on PS4 Pro,
which is crap.
Yeah, and so does Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Like, how the hell does that even work? You know, you have a console that's supposedly that much more powerful. Yeah.
Nine Lives, Nine Lives. I'm so happy that you always are here, buddy. You're an awesome guy in the chat, but you're not listening. It's almost like you have one earlobe closed when you're listening to the show. You know, he's like, you guys love everything Sony, hate everything Xbox. I just said I love Quantum Break. I just said I love the cutscenes.
We won't get another one, but yeah, it was fun.
You know, I can't say. What do you want me to say? I loved it.
Sir X-Man says, I'm seriously waiting for Flight Simulator. True. Give it to Luca.
Shout out to Sir X, man.
Hey, man, where's that gif of what's his name saying, I don't believe you, because I don't believe anybody's looking forward to Flight Simulator if you don't have some kind of PC with some kind of weird like flight stuff, like a stick and all that kind of crap. Nobody's really going to be into this on console. Like
I think that's a love letter to PC gamers crap.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. Here's something that I haven't talked about yet or maybe you haven't, I don't know, but what about this Yoshida thing? Him stepping down from being head of Worldwide Studios, and basically handling what Adam Boyes did at the start of this generation,
which is like awesome. To be honest with you, because I saw you say a blurb about it, crap, and I think you were spot on.
Yeah, like, you know what? Look, there were a lot of developers were speaking out against Sony, saying they abandoned them and they didn't care about the indies anymore.
Right.
Yoshida is one of those guys that really does like indies. And so him wanting to work with that makes a lot of sense. And a lot of people were looking for, like, here's the thing. When people are shuffling around, Sony's being aggressive right now, right? There's a difference between aggressive and desperation moves. And I know people will go, well, keep that same energy. It's totally different spot. If Microsoft had been at 100 million consoles sold and started shifting shit around, hey, that's aggressive. But Microsoft had the biggest botch in the history of a console launch and were desperate and started like pivoting everything. That's desperation. Sony is just being aggressive, in my opinion, right now. And I like what they're doing. I like the fact that they put a long-term guy as head of the studios. As a person like that, you know what I mean? I forget his name, but he was at Guerrilla Games for like 25 years or something.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I feel like that's a really good fit. I feel like they're going to come out strong. I like what I hear from Jim Ryan,
Jim Ryan, boy, I'll tell you something. So you guys, everybody,
he's not playing nice the way Sean Layton was.
I told you this, but I tell you, this guy's a go-getter. This guy, he reminds me of the Donnie Matrick and back executives at Xbox in the 360 era.
Yeah.
He's cutthroat crap. He's got 3 or 4 times since he's taken over. Okay. Now that he's in the big boy seat, he has literally said a bunch of times, okay, we are, we take pride in our first party. Our first party deserves the publicity and the acknowledgement that it's getting, and we're going to keep pushing it forward. These are the moves we want to make. No, we will not do this. Yes, we will make it. He's coming out there, crap, with a list of rules, okay? And he means every single word he's saying. And I got news for you. I guarantee you people at Microsoft, when they saw he was going to take over, they're like, shit.
Yeah.
Because he's no joke. And
he was one of the ones that wasn't real happy with that, right? That
he puts his foot in his mouth every once and again. Don't get me wrong.
He wasn't happy with that when that signature or whatever, or the right of writ or whatever the hell it was for like the cloud stuff. Yeah, because apparently he was still in talks with like Amazon or something like that. But I like what he said. Listen, I'm never counting out and saying that they'll never put exclusives day and date in PlayStation Now, but he at least admits that the uniqueness of a God of War or Last of Us 2 deserve their own spectacle,
Absolutely.
Right? Their own launch, their own spectacle. They're too important to put in there. So I really like that.
Look at how much money, crap. Look at how much money is made right now with streaming services coming to our homes. 4K Blu-ray sales are through the roof.
Yeah, they are.
Hear me out for a second. Hear me out.
Okay.
Why do we even have a movie theater anymore? We don't need a movie theater.
No.
Right? You can go right to home. These guys would make a killing if they released the next Avengers or the next fill-in-the-blank movie right to home.
Yeah.
Imagine how many people will run out to go get it that night or have that subscription. My point being is, no. Hollywood and the movie industry, they want to double dip.
Yeah.
They want you to go have this big extravagant, right? They still have the red carpet event. They still have everybody showing up. They still have everybody going out, getting dressed up, taking your better half to the movies, and then going to get a drink or having dinner afterwards. Right? They're treating these movies with glamour and unbelievable, just a spectacular event. And they promote it for months. And they get your $20 in the theater, and then they get your $29 or $30 for the 4K Blu-ray about 4 months later. Hear me out. That's what Sean Layden, Jim Ryan is talking about with Sony. He's like, we're going to go ahead and give The Last of Us 2 the red carpet. You're going to have Neil Druckmann doing interviews. We're going to fly him around. He's going to be on every media outlet we can get him on. We're going to have a big midnight launch. We're going to have a this. We're going to have a that. And everybody's going to buy it. And believe me, they will.
Yeah.
And then a year later, maybe, if I want to, I'll throw it in PS Now. And then I'll get everybody that didn't want to go do that. Or people that have the physical copy go, you know what? I wouldn't mind having that also on a digital version. I'll go ahead and subscribe to that and play it.
Yeah.
And they double dip. So
and
could have done this, but
I
they're
think
not.
that's smart too. And I bet that Phil's kind of kicking himself again.
Yeah.
I feel like it was desperation putting their games in there because who was really going to go out and buy Crackdown 3 or buy State of Decay 2 or buy I know, right? Or buy Sea of Thieves. Like, who was really going to go out there and buy those games? It was like you didn't have anything.
Shout out to Enrique from Brap. He said, Mooch, because I said what you just said, crap.
Yeah.
I said what you said, and he goes, Mooch, you don't understand. They had to do this.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
If they had to do it, that changes things. Now
see where I do think it would help is games like Ori 2 and some of these smaller games like those games, right?
Yes.
But I would if I were Microsoft, I would have just been like, okay, Forza, you still got to buy. Maybe 6 months, a year later, we can put it in. Or
6 months,
you know what I mean?
Forza, Halo, Gears goes in the Game Pass.
EA Access does it on consoles, right? 8, 12 months later, it's going to come out. Like you can do that because look, most people are going to buy Madden when it releases, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're a hardcore fan, you're not going to wait.
Yeah. Kilo 514 says streaming is the future. Look at Disney Plus. Disney's been making animated movies for like 100 years.
Yeah.
They are literally launching with 18 pages of content. Okay. All AKA first party.
Yeah.
And look what they did. They pulled all their stuff off of other services.
Yep, that's what you got to do. You got to play tough.
Microsoft is offering Game Pass, but you can buy their games on other platforms. So
I agree.
It's not apples to apples. It's not the same. And plus, Disney Plus, unless I completely missed this, when a new Avengers movie comes out or a new Star Wars, it's not going to be a Disney Plus day one.
No, nothing like
right?
that. You know?
Yeah. 514, can you answer me there? Is the new Star Wars that's coming out? Can I watch that on my Disney Plus subscription, or do I have to go to the movies day one?
Yeah,
that's my point. They're double dipping.
They are. And it makes the most sense to do that if you're a business, right? Like, why would you, if you're Sony and you think you're going to get 15 to 20 million sales on The Last of Us 2, why would you hinder that by giving it away? Not only that, but Microsoft basically gave away Gears. And I saw Matt Priscatella. We all know this guy, right? NPD analyst. He's been on Brap's show before. He does like, he's an NPD guy. Okay. Yes. He knows the actual numbers and stuff. And he talks about this a lot now, about how these services are devaluing content. And that's something we're starting to see a little bit more. Now, look.
We talked a little bit about that crap. Maybe we didn't put it in the right terminology.
If you have something like a Concrete Genie or a Medieval remake and put that in PS Now day and date, I don't think that's going to hurt that game, right? But if you put a God of War or an Uncharted 4 in their day and date, it does hurt those games. It devalue those games, okay? They look at it as a lesser thing, all right? That's how I looked at it. Like Gears 4, or Gears 5, this is the first one that I haven't beat, that I haven't gone back into. You know what I mean? I might never, ever go back to it. Right. You know, because they treat it, and I even see hardcore Xbox fans start to say this now, they treat it like a freemium game, right? This is still, while they're still selling games, maybe there'll come a day when they aren't selling it and they just make it free to play, and then they can charge out the ass for these microtransactions. But while they're still giving you the option to buy it, they need to treat it like a full price game and stop putting animations for sale for $5 a piece.
Well, you know, and I agree with you, but you should answer. 9 Live, we were talking about Yoshida. He goes, interesting. Yoshida gets demoted. I don't think Yoshida.
He quit. He resigned so that he could do that.
Yeah, that's not the same.
That was his call.
Not just that, but Yoshida, what he was doing in that position. Okay, now that you have, is it Herman Helst?
Yeah.
You know, he's going to take on. He's young. He's up and coming. He's kind of a go-getter. Yoshida has an unbelievable reputation. With the Japanese game developers crap and indie studios. Yeah. So for him to take this and now go back out there and hand out the business cards and be like, Sony's interested in picking up now. Now I'll ride with 9 Lives on this. Does that mean that Sony's going to be dependent on indies again, starting the PS5 crap?
Yeah, I mean, I would assume that they're going to have a good amount. I hope that they go the good indie route, right? Like, remember how they were getting some of the more known indies and stuff, even though No Man's Sky was kind of a joke at first, it ended up being really good, but they had a lot of those initial hit indies. And I feel like, you know, if they do that again for next generation, they're going to be in a very, very good place. Obviously, Microsoft goes after, like, I was really kind of weird to me that Microsoft invested, $1.2 billion in indies?
Yeah.
Like, that's probably more than they've invested in all their exclusives this generation. So I don't get it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, they put a lot of money probably. You know, Halo makes up a large chunk of that money, whether we enjoyed it or not. As far as the Halo 5 campaign, that game, and that's, I mean, how many people were over at 343? 500 people?
Yeah, something like 400 to 500.
Wow.
The Don was like, yeah, there's like 400 to 500 people there. I'm like, holy
that's
crap.
A lot of people. That's a big studio. That's a lot of mouths to feed. That's a lot of lights. That's a lot of lunch. That's a lot of lattes. A lot of cupcakes they show all the time, right? 343's having cupcake day. Holy crap! The guy who has to write that check.
Yeah,
I need 400 cupcakes. No,
Sir,
500. Oh my God!
Sir X-Man says, because of Game Pass, how big do you think the lines are going to be for the new Halo coming out in the fall? I don't think they're going to be big. I also think that they might be scrambling a bit, just for the simple fact that we see that they're doing this free-to-play type mentality for Gears. If they do that for Halo, that might be the end of it for Halo. Like, I don't see, unless you turn it into like a Destiny type of game, I don't see how you can games as service Halo.
Well, I think they're just going to do what they did last game crap, but remember the rep packs or the rec packs that they had
Yeah,
that
but
you
that
can
was
earn?
only in Warzone. You know what I mean? Like,
Right, that's what I'm saying. You may not be able to do so much in-game earning crap. You have to buy it. You understand? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's like, you know,
My
but for me, like for Gears, they're like, oh, well, you can earn all that stuff like in 100 matches. You know what I mean? Like you can earn a skin in 100 matches or 150 matches. Like that's ridiculous to me, you know?
Well, I mean, it's going to be telling. I mean, you know, Gears dropped out of the top, 20, top 25?
It's like, yeah, it was like 29 or something.
You know, if it dropped out of that, Halo has always had this stay power. It's going to be really interesting to see if Halo can hold on to that, you know, especially with the new hardware. That's going to be a really, really telling tale. You know, Esky Boy, he made a good point in the chat. He says, you know, Mooch, he goes, PS Now is not as appealing to me without having exclusives in there day and date. He goes, and then you put in God of War, but they're taking it out in January. So the thing about it is that it seems to me that PlayStation doesn't need to do that.
Yeah.
That's not, you know, that's their icing on for them. PS Now is icing on the cake.
The funny thing is,
for Microsoft, their streaming service is the cake.
How many people are okay with paying the full $10 or $15 for Game Pass for those exclusives? Like probably not many. You know, they're so few and far between. You know, are you going to really keep up that subscription for all that time? No. The only reason why so many people are into it right now is because we got it for $1 or less.
Yeah.
Okay. Like they keep doing that promotion. They like keep doing it. They want people locked in like us for a long, long time. And I think they want people locked in. The reason why they allow people to go up to like 2023 or something, like, because I feel like that's when they're going to finally start having some games out and they want people locked in that ecosystem until then. Okay.
Yeah.
The difference is if you're only invested $1 till then, what's it matter? You know, like it's not this big hook, like, oh my God, I'm locked in there. You know what I mean? Like I have Game Pass. I don't give a shit about it. I've never used it.
Right.
You know, just saying, man.
Yeah. I'm writing to Rock, you know, I say to Rock, you know, he says, oh, you guys are just all Sony all the time. I said, I don't know. It's not about that. It's not about one or the other. It's both, you know, Rock. And right now it's like, you have to
hit the like button, Rock. Quit being so salty, guy. Come on, man.
You know, come on, Rock.
Come on, Rock. You know
what? I love the Rock dog. He's great.
I do, man. Like I don't understand it. It's like, do you seriously, in your heart of hearts, do not see how people could be a little put off by what Microsoft has done this generation, or see how they are kind of show it to me first for next generation, right? Like that's my mentality. Show me something. Yes, you got some studios. Half those studios I couldn't give a shit less about. Right. Those little AA shit. I don't care. Right? Show me the big new AAA exclusives.
It is what gets people excited.
Yeah. Like why Xbox fans literally have no reason to be excited lately. None. Okay. You can tout power all you want, but if Sony jumps out to a big league next generation, even with the more powerful box, if the Xbox has a more powerful box, Sony's still going to get the better versions a lot of the time. You know, or they're going to be so close it won't matter.
Yeah.
You know, look at how it is now. So many more PS4 owners. They don't even bother with optimizing Xbox One X.
Well, shout out to M Strong, who's a member of your channel. Crap, he's awesome. He says, I never did the $1 deal and will never get rid of Game Pass. Too good of a deal. M Strong, listen, I'm going to say this for the 100th time. Okay, maybe it's the millionth time. I stopped making notes over here. Game Pass is an outstanding value.
Yeah.
We all have it. Well, the hardcore. You know, and that's the thing. I've said this since day one. I'll continue to say this. You need to have the casuals on board with this. And I'm actually going to a football party after the show, and all the families have Xboxes and the kids play Fortnite. And I say to them all the time, I'm like, guys, why don't you get Game Pass?
Yeah.
And they're like, and they always say, get the sale. How much is it? I go $9.99 a month. You know, it's $1, $2 here and there. You can get it, but it's $9.99. And they're like, dude, honestly, I'm not picking up another monthly fee. Like, no, they play Madden and they'll play Fortnite. We're good. Yeah.
I mean, those people that play Fortnite and stuff, they're not going to bother playing. This is the problem that I've had with this xCloud stuff to begin with as well. Like people that play games on phones, they play like this free to play stuff. You know, they're not playing, you know, all these huge hits and stuff like that. They're playing like these free-to-play games, and they're not spending any money. Only very few people do that. In fact, I was just reading an article that microtransactions are way down in console games now.
Right.
Microsoft seems to be ramping them up, but less and less people are actually spending anything on microtransactions while they're up
Shout
on
out
mobile.
to Olamoka17. He say huge super chat there. Crap, that's awesome.
Oh yeah.
You guys love the podcast. Thank you for being guys. Listen, and it's one thing I say all the time. I know some folks just don't like to roll with it, but if you're gonna get on and do a show, I like to have a good talk show.
Oh, for sure.
I like that Rock Dog. I like that Nine Lives have this banter back and forth. That's what it's all about. Shout out to Butcher Van. It's good to see all you guys here. Shout out to Salty. I like having a little bit of a banter back and forth. Like, I'm not going to podcast 3 days a week to just be like, yep, great. And that's our show.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. And I just personally think that having this great back and forth is what it's all about, guys. We game, we have fun, but the industry is also very intriguing.
Yeah. I agree 100%. It's and like I said, there was actually quite a bit to talk about, just for the simple fact that we've had so much kind of shakeup, and then you have Sony doing, they're so aggressive, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like they could have easily just sat back and just said, hey, you know what, we're probably going to go jump out to a big lead again, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But what they've done is really, really gone out of their way to kind of just show how absolutely, willing they're willing to go out there and do some different things.
Crap, let me ask you this question here. I have a question for you. Do you think Death Stranding will chart in the NPD for the month of November?
I think it's going to get top 3 for sure.
I definitely listen. So to chart is top 10, right? That's what we're talking about. I'd say it's 7 or earlier. So I don't know about top 3 because don't forget we are talking about you still have Call of Duty out there.
Yeah.
And then you've got Grand Theft Auto's sure to take a spot or two. Just for good faith, right? I think Grand Theft Auto 5 is tattooed in the top 10.
I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb and say top 3.
Okay. I mean, top 5, I'd ride with you there. Top 3.
I just think that it's going to be surprising that it's going to do so well.
Well, you know what I thought was interesting? Matt Piscatella from NPD, he did a poll yesterday.
Yeah.
He said, do you guys think that this game will chart? And the numbers were staggering.
Yeah.
And for him to ask that, I wonder if he's seeing some things trickle in.
I mean, he could.
Why would he ask that question if it's, just a dud?
Yeah.
That's a dud.
Yep. I don't think it's going to be number 1 simply because I think what Call of Duty did insane number, and that's on like so many platforms.
Oh yeah, no Call of Duty. I mean? I'm trying to think of what else is out there. I mean, you're also going to have Jedi. Jedi's coming out this month. So Jedi,
yeah.
You got to remember, guys, whether you like Jedi or not.
Yeah.
Whether you like Jedi or not, people will go buy that because it says Star Wars.
Well, let me ask you this, Mooch. What do you think about the Black Friday deals that we're seeing?
Yeah.
This might be. It's still a good time, I think, to get into stuff.
I'm gonna have fun with that crap
at a bargain price anyway. Like
Yeah.
if you can pick up an Xbox with games or a PlayStation 4 with 3 or 4 games for $150-$200, why not? You can definitely get. Look, if you take your family out to a movie and you have like 3 people in your family, 4 people, that's probably going to be over $200 anyway.
People keep forgetting this. I used to say
It's
that a
true.
lot.
Go to a ball game once, and holy shit, you're spending.
Forget a ball game.
Yeah.
That's a car payment. Listen.
Exactly.
Okay, what I'm trying to say to you here is look at what you just said. Things we do on the regular.
Yeah.
If you take a family of 4 to IMAX, it's $20 a seat, folks.
Yeah.
And what do you think? You think you're going to sit in a 2.5-hour movie and not get one of those sodas that you can actually literally sit in and drink yourself out? Those things are massive.
Yeah, they are.
Right? Those are like $12 for crying out loud. It's so expensive. So a family going out to the movies, a family of 4, and if you have 5 or 6, God bless you. If you got a family of 4, you go to the movies IMAX, and you're getting Twizzlers, and you're getting some like M&Ms, and you're getting some snacks and some drinks. Let me tell you something. You're over $100 easily, and that's for 2.5 hours of your life.
Yeah.
And you might be able to walk out for $150 to $170 with an Xbox One S in 2 games or a PS4 Slim in a few games.
Yeah, I agree. There's that one that's going to be Last of Us Remastered, God of War, and Horizon Zero Dawn.
Sure.
So
yep.
arguably, I mean, two of the bigger games this generation, and then remaster of one of the biggest games of all time. So, that's hard to pass up, man. If you're looking at somebody that hasn't yet got into a PlayStation this gen, perfect time to do it. Like I like over the next year before the PS5 even comes out, or even longer. There's no reason why everybody has to upgrade right day one. Unless you're super hardcore.
Crap, check that out. Another great super chat from Butcher Van. Butcher, thank you so much, guys. If you guys don't
thank
know
you
Butcher,
very much, man. He's a good
awesome,
guy. He was an Xbox guy too. You know what I mean? He goes, Death Stranding is my favorite game this year. I'm surprised that I'm enjoying it more than I initially thought I would. And that's a really cool thing to say because here's a guy, he does a lot of stuff. I think he gives a lot of giveaways too, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Yeah, he gives a lot of stuff away on Twitter and like retweets and stuff like that. Not one of those fraudulent ones, but like real ones.
Yes.
And he's a big part of the Xbox community. And for him to go, hey man, it's my favorite game of the year so far. That's huge. Like you guys got to understand.
I really want to. I'm almost biting my tongue here, Butcher, because I want to get a little bit further into it. I'm probably about 20 hours in, and I got to tell you, maybe 15, 20 hours in. I got to tell you something. It's when we have an episode, which is going to be coming up, folks, in probably the next 3 to 4. We usually wait crap till about early December before we start getting into our game of the year. Just actually before the Game Awards, which is early December. Yeah. We'll have a game of the year episode, and I got news for you. This game is so close to the tippy top for Mooch.
Exactly.
So Butcher, I'm riding with you right now, but I want to wait till I get a little further before I commit.
Absolutely. Greg E3 says, crap, I'm getting one just after Christmas, dude. Absolutely. John G says, hey, crap, games aside, I hope you feel better. You know what's so funny, Mooch, is people like revel in the fact that I'm under the weather or something. Like, damn, it's just video game opinions. You know what I mean? Like, if you seriously wish me
ill, there's people on the other side of this microphone, folks.
Yeah, Ice Queen Gaming, she says she's really enjoying Death Stranding.
She goes, I got 15 trophies already, and I got news for you. Let me tell you this much crap, okay? As you know, I'm not an achievement nor trophy hunter, and neither are you in the hunting sense.
No, like with trophies, I don't look at all. I just play. Yeah.
Get ready, buddy. They throw trophies at you in this game.
Man, I'm happy about that, dude. Okay. I am
just
super
telling
happy.
You. I hope you got your butterfly net.
I do, man. And Sully says, in order to get my Xbox Ultimate Game Pass to end of 2022, I paid $1 promotion and bought a year of Xbox Live for $40, so I paid $41 for Ultimate Game Pass. And so he's got a couple of years left on that. That's a pretty good deal right there.
Yeah, I had to, man. It's like I couldn't pass up on that deal. It's like, oh my goodness. Like,
yeah, you know what? Shout out to Salty. He says, I like what I've seen so far. Salt, whenever you're in the mood, I don't tell. Like I said, I made a promise way back when. I'm not gonna go. He says because he doesn't want to drop 60 on it. I'm not telling anybody you got to go get it. Okay. I shout out to Noof Nukem. Noof wrote me and he goes, hey Mooch, I see you're playing it. He wrote me on Twitter and he says, hey, he goes, I got a couple extra bucks to burn. He goes, you think I should? I said, look at Noof. Here's the deal. This is what it is. Okay. Don't think this is going to be, it's not an instant gratification shooter. It's not that kind of thing. And we went back and forth and he goes, the hell with it. I'm taking the dive. So he went in and he bought it. I'd say the same thing. You know what I'd say to Salt? Salt, when you're ready to dive in, you dive in. I do think after seeing that, Salty's the type of gamer, much like myself, where he does like the Dark Souls world, okay? He likes games that kind of punish you and has a big-time reward at the end. I would go on a ledge and say that Salt would probably like Death Stranding.
Probably.
Just because of what I see and having spoke to him for so much over the past few years.
It's such a unique thing. Not only that, but I would say this, like, you have to settle in because the stuff is no joke, right? Like the cutscenes and stuff like that, and the story, you got to kind of pay attention and stuff like that. So it's definitely one of those games where you're kind of immersed into it. You get through. Like I said, it's not even as bad or as long as it took you to get into Red Dead 2. Like it's like you get into it almost right away. That initial bit is like whew. But then after that, from what I've seen, it's not too bad, and it's just something that's so different and so unique. And I know it's like polarizing because it's a new AAA console exclusive for Sony, and they've had two this year alone. People don't like that, especially when it's so easy to point out that Microsoft's last AAA exclusive announcement was 2015, and we're almost in 2020.
Right.
Okay. And it doesn't look like that's ending anytime soon. Like I can't be like, what game would do it? Maybe Ninja Theory's next game, but is that going to be AAA? So who knows, right?
We don't know anything.
Yeah, you could be looking at 2022, 2023, 2024. Like nothing that Compulsion or In Exile or Double Fine. Those guys aren't making AAAs.
Papa in the chat here, he says no bugs, no glitches, solid frame rate. I gotta say, Papa's right there. I haven't noticed any issues at
Papa
all.
Glock, by the way, Papa Glock.
Papa Glock, yes.
Yeah, Papa
Great
Glock.
name.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hey,
Butcher,
everybody,
Butcher, I'm gonna be. Go
hit
ahead.
the like button, you guys, man. Let's get over 100, 120, something like that. That'd be pretty cool.
So, here's the thing. I shout out to Butcher Van again. Butcher, I'm going to add you on PSN then, buddy, if I don't already have you. But yeah, I got to be honest with you, Crap. I think that a lot of people are surprised with this game. I really do. And the fact that it launched with all the games we've seen recently that have had so many uh-ohs and hiccups and glitches and game freezing events. This game has been, like I said, I'm about 20 hours and I haven't run into one glitch. And there's a lot of crap all over the screen, I might add.
Yeah,
right? And it's social too. So there's a lot of stuff that are dependent on other folks.
Usually like open world games like that tend to actually have a lot of issues, right? Like even Spider-Man, like I know you really like that. I ended up coming around to liking it, but
yes,
that game I had so many glitches I ran into, like enemies would be stuck in the wall or something would happen like that.
Yeah, I remember that early on.
So you just kind of expect it, you know what I mean? So yeah, with this, I just think that it's they did a good job and they crunched,
Yeah. Crunch works, folks.
Hell yeah, dude. It
Guys,
does.
listen, anybody who doesn't think crunch works, just remember the last time you were ever in any kind of school or work project, and it's the day before the presentation, the day before the exam, the day before the paper was due. Don't tell me you submitted that paper a week early. You didn't.
Yeah. You waited.
Crunched all the way till midnight. You know how many people were in that college library crap the night before an exam? All of them.
Probably, yeah.
All of them.
I mean, that's what you do.
Crunching.
You take your whatever the hell, your pills, and you crunch, right?
Of course you crunch.
Yeah.
It's human nature to crunch.
That's what life does, man. Life comes at you fast.
You're a human, you crunch. You're not, you don't.
It's true. I agree 100%, man. I agree 100%.
FDL Gaming says, why scream? Crap, you know what? He must be new to the show. Who's yelling?
Who is nobody? That's who.
Right? I guess I'll see myself off.
Yeah, nobody's yelling. That's who. Look, he's got to keep it up, man, because my voice is so man.
I'm talking for two.
Woza says he sent me a request on PSN months ago and I still haven't accepted. You know why? Because I got an influx. I got hundreds of them. Like I don't. It's not like I'm being a dick. I appear offline still for some reason. I don't know. I thought I fixed that, but yeah, I'll go in there and try to accept as many as. I don't know if there's a way to just mass accept them. Do you know, Mooch?
Mass accept who?
Like friend requests on PSN.
I don't think so. I think you got to do it one at a time.
Yeah, I got 300 of them.
It's one at a time. I'm thinking. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you something. I don't know how to do a mass one. I usually just accept them when they come on in. Dominic Thornburg says we all procrastinate. It's exactly procrastinate equals crunch.
Yeah, that's what we do. We wait and then we get
everybody in the
done.
chat. Who's yelling?
Listen,
MTL says my phone was on loud and you screamed loud. MTL, that's the show.
that is the show. There's a show right there.
It is. That's a show. There's a show. You just got to keep your phone on low.
Yeah.
I'll take it from there.
It's all good. You just gotta keep your phone on low. Do it. Mooch. He's an animated guy. That's what people like about him. So it's just.
I hope so. Crap.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. As we sort of come to the end of my road, man, I'm feeling like crap, you guys. So. I'm gonna watch some football here in a little bit, but my voice is almost gone now.
I'm excited for football today too. Crap, the Giants are playing the Jets. That's usually a great rivalry, but we're both going for the toilet bowl.
Hey, you know what? Anytime you can get wins to get your new rookie quarterback some game time, I think that's good. You know what I mean? Like for me, we had our big game last week. I'm just hoping they don't have a letdown game this week. Shout
out to the Xbox Pope who's here.
Oh, the Pope, that guy, he did a Death Stranding console art. It looked amazing. It looked better than the real one.
Well, let me tell you right now, the Pope is fantastic. The Pope says, I can hear Mooch here in the UK.
Oh, hell yeah.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. What a guy, though, man.
No better way to start a Sunday than with the Pope.
Yeah.
Okay? It's not even a religious thing.
Yeah, thanks for blessing us today, Pope. We really appreciate it. So, with that being said, are you guys ready to head on out?
Yep, we're ready, Crap. It's
I'm
football
ready.
time, guys. And then if
Yep.
you're not playing football, I'll see you guys on Death Stranding. You guys add me on PSN. It's what is it? I don't know. It's not even space. It's like the-mooch78. I had to make it like 85 years ago. I decided not to change it. So
Mine's
it's
just
the-mooch78. Add me if you're playing Death Stranding. Let's talk about the game.
Mine's just Crapgamer. So
yeah, Crap got lucky. On Xbox, I got Mooch. That's easy.
I'm MOH space Crapgamer there. So yeah.
Oh, it's great.
So,
but yeah, great show today, Crap.
Thank you guys so much, man. I
Thanks,
appreciate you sticking with us. Hit the like button, share it out, subscribe, and check out Mooch and Sully's channels too. They do good stuff.
Yep.
So thank you guys so much. Have a great day. We'll catch you later.
We're out.
MNC is MNC. He gon' rack it up, get your game on, and he gon' bag it up. Y'all know what Mooch on, Mooch and Crap, Mooch and Crap, Mooch and Crap, Mooch and Crap. It's that time to get ready for the MMC show. Grab your coffee or your liquor, cause we ready to roll. They talking games, plus some gadgets, and you already know. Dial that number, leave them questions, and away they go. Be a pony or a bot, the truth be it don't matter. We just gamers talking games, not those drama queens matters. So let's talk about gaming, news, leaks, and reviews. This a fan show on whatever topic y'all choose. True Xbox fans, and y'all know we bleed green. Yet we got every console we can play, everything. Got that Forza, got that Halo, got that Fallout, got that Kratos, got that Zelda, got that Spidey, got that AC, got it Ike, Mooch and Crap. And Crap, Mooch and Crap, Mooch and Crap. We just talking about games, no drama. That's how we do. MMC stays a show just for the people. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug to be a fiend to. Gaming is the #1 hobby we all keen to. Mooch and Crap, bringing gaming opinions and facts. MMC is back on the map. It's the best for show, and that's that. It's MNC, it's MNC, it's Mooch and Crap. It's Mooch and Crap. MMC is back. MNC